What's up, guys? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. Thank you so much for joining me today. The kitten just walked in here. He's not really a kitten anymore. He's starting to get big already. He's what, 5-6 months old. He's getting big. So if you guys hear any noise in the background, it's gonna be him being nosy. I don't want to keep this vlog for too long. I know the last few vlogs have been really long. And definitely, Aztec related. But, we are making progress on the Aztec. Very, very slow progress, it seems. But the car, it runs after 8 months of sitting and being in pieces. I am very happy about that. But, we do have some other concerning areas that I've been researching. And obviously the future of that will be seen as the vlog series goes on. I did buy the Aztec, not only because I wanted to have another Aztec, being that they are so unique and they're becoming rarer, and they're people say they're the ugliest car ever. They were one of GM's greatest failures, but they really, honestly, I don't think they were. I think they were fantastic cars, and I had one, and people who have them tend to really like them, just as long as they have the patience to deal with the issues that may arise from owning an Aztec. But at the same time, I bought the Aztec as a project for my vlog series, and the vlog series is something that kind of took over my YouTube channel. The vlog series really wasn't a way to take over the channel. The vlog series is honestly just more of like either something more personal on a personal level with you guys, or just a quick spur of the moment look at a car, or talk about a car, or stuff like that. It was more so it was just more of a spot on. It's more spot on than Mike's Vehicle Spotlight. Now, Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for years has been the staple of this YouTube channel. Even though this YouTube channel honestly started off being my musician channel, which explains the horrible, horrible channel name, MichaelAdamsRocks. I hate that, and unfortunately I can't do anything about that now. But it was the only YouTube channel that I had at the time, and I just kind of rolled with it. Didn't really think that Mike's Vehicle Spotlight was going to Mike's Vehicle Spotlight is something that should have had its own channel. So, I didn't really think I was gonna get as involved with MVS like I did, and MVS is what took over the channel. And, as of, this past year, there really hasn't been a whole lot of MVS going on. It's been more of the vlog stuff. So I know some people are wondering, what's the deal with Mike's Vehicle Spotlight? You guys haven't seen Mike's Vehicle Spotlight in a long time, and well, this is kind of what the topic of today's vlog is going to be. Is there a future with Mike's Vehicle Spotlight? Now, for those who may have been following this channel since 2009, I had a couple of earlier, car videos on my channel, but they were just, really quick-paced 10-minute videos, and there were only just, a small handful of them before I officially kicked off Mike's Vehicle Spotlight. And the reason why I made the car videos was because, honestly, I like cars. I've always liked cars since I was a kid. And one thing that I honestly thought would be cool when I was a lot younger, when I was like, 11, 12, 13 years old, I always thought it would be cool to be somebody who can review and maybe write articles and stuff about cars, and get to test drive cars, and I kind of always wanted to be part of me kind of always wanted to be somebody who was like a critic as far as, like some sort of automotive journalism type thing. And, back when I was still a kid, I used to watch Car and Driver television every weekend. I absolutely loved Car and Driver television because, not only did I love reading Car and Driver magazine when I was a kid and reading all of these, car reviews and stuff, but, Car and Driver television basically just brought the magazine to life, and I definitely enjoyed it much more because obviously I like video, and, Car and Driver television mixed in video and cars, and even had music and stuff. So I loved Car and Driver TV. It was an amazing show. I don't even think it's on anymore. I mean, I know a lot of the stuff is like on YouTube and stuff now. But actually, every weekend, I think it was either Saturday or Sunday morning, and it was like 10 or whatever in the morning, Car and Driver TV would be on. I still have a couple episodes taped actually. So I made a very small amount of car videos when I was still a teenager. You guys have seen them. We went to the Pontiac dealership and filmed the Aztec in the showroom. We filmed my aunt's 2000 Pontiac Grand Am GT, which was honestly my very first car video. That was the first review that I did, but it really wasn't a review. It was just me filming 5 minutes of the Grand Am. There wasn't much of anything there, but it was an interest at the time, so I filmed the Grand Am. But my very first video where I kind of critiqued and talked about a car was, of course, what I called the Aztec featurette, and that was on my 2003 Pontiac Aztec when I still had it. In that video, I went a little more in depth about owning the Aztec and talked about the features and how the ride and stuff was. And even though I know to this day it is definitely far from any of my best work, but that was the video that kind of gave me more of an interest to do more stuff with cars and videos and reviews and stuff. So I did a few more. I did my aunt's 2009 Ford Escape, and I also did one on my ex's 2005 Ford Taurus when when she got it. Then I did a couple thereafter. We went to the Ford dealership where we got the Taurus actually at that time, and I ended up filming a 2010 Ford Edge, and that was kind of a review type thing. We went on a test drive with it. Also, when the 2011 Ford Edge came out, that was when the Edge had its redesign. I was so excited for that one, so I filmed that one. We did another test drive thing, and that actually ended up being one of my most popular videos on this YouTube channel for a while actually. Before a couple of MVS features passed it up, the 2011 Ford Edge videos actually ended up ranking up there as some of my highest views in my channel's history. So obviously I really enjoyed putting these car videos together, and I kind of decided that I wanted to turn it into a series, and I really hadn't given it a whole lot of thought, but around that time, in 2011, the Chevy Cruze had come out, and something that sparked my interest was because the Cruze is manufactured in Lordstown, Ohio, which is actually not too far from where I am. So when the Cruze came out, it was like a really big thing over here because it was it's definitely better than the Cobalt. So I was able to go to a Chevy dealership in the area, and they let me film the Cruze. And when I got home and tried putting it all together, I really didn't want it to be just a typical review, so I was trying to think of a name for what could possibly be a series, and I came up with Mike's Vehicle Spotlight, even though I honestly to this day still don't think it's the greatest name, but it just kind of stuck, so I kept Mike's Vehicle Spotlight. So after the Cruze, I started to kind of do a few more videos at the Mercedes and Ford dealership, which is where I did a lot of the the filming, just because of the dealership where it's located, and started to know a lot of people there, and it just seemed really easy. They were really helpful and let me do a lot of filming and stuff. So I mean, that's kind of why a lot of the Ford and Mercedes cars were kind of on the channel. And then sometime shortly after, also, I was able to get connections at the the Chrysler dealership in the area, and they let me start filming there, and I was just gaining gaining more brands on the channel, which is something that I was hoping to do, and MVS was just really growing, and I was just really excited. I felt like I was really starting to accomplish something. Within the first year of Mike's Vehicle Spotlight, I think I had about 10 to 12 brands, I think, within 3 dealerships. I had a Toyota and Volvo dealership that was, they let me film a few times. I think I got about 3 or 4 cars there, but they decided they just didn't want me hanging around. So, I pretty much just kind of quit filming there, unfortunately. But, I had obviously Ford, Mercedes, I had Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat, I had Alfa Romeo, what else? GMC, Buick, Nissan, I had Nissan. I think that might have been it. So, I mean, those were all the brands that I had within 3 different dealerships. Throughout the history of Mike's Vehicle Spotlight, all I wanted to do was provide entertainment and knowledge about the cars, by ways of, video. It wasn't, MVS was never really supposed to be used as like some sort of marketing tool. It wasn't supposed to be used as, me trying to sell, a product. I tried to make sure that every car and every dealership got the same, treatment. I tried not to favor one over the other. I mean, that's, MVS was just strictly for people who are interested in cars and were kind of wanting to see cars the way that, I've wanted to see cars. I don't really consider MVS to be reviews. I consider them to be tours. And I'm basically just giving you a tour of all these cars, from trying to get it from a first person point of view, as if you were actually looking at the car. And of course I would overdub my voice in with some narration about the information on whatever we're looking at on the screen. And I know the background music, people have always complained about the background music, especially in the earlier MVS videos, and I know I hate it also. I've always hated it, but at the time I really didn't have anything else, and as I was finding other things to put back there, I still feel like it took a long time to find music that people could either like or just try to lower the volume down. But if you try talking, if you're narrating something and you just have dead space behind it, and like if I stop talking and there's nothing back there, it's really weird. So I had to have music back there. Every episode of MVS is never perfect. I kind of addressed this in a previous vlog a little while back, where I, was kind of correcting mistakes that I may have made. And, I know I didn't clear them all, but I tried going back and looking at some of the stuff that was most commented about mistakes and tried to correct them. But as perfect as I try to make every episode of MVS, there was always something that may have slipped by, and I've tried to make it as perfect as I possibly can. And people always, one of the things that people were always complaining about was when I would drive the car around the dealership lot. I know it doesn't count as a test drive, but I wasn't always able to take these cars out. The only dealership that had ever let me take a car off the lot was the Ford and Mercedes dealership. But the Chrysler dealership, you know, they wouldn't let me take cars off. I couldn't. I was able to take one car out of Sims, the Nissan dealership, and that was for the Nissan Leaf. They let me take it up the road real quick and back, so that was it. But you know, I wasn't able to just take these cars off the lot. And I know, you know, a lot of people wanted to see more driving stuff when it came to the cars, but you know, the best thing that I can do is, as far as getting the car to move, is just take it around the lot, you know, a couple times. And as much as you know, I find that unsatisfying too, trust me. But, you know, I can't just take a car off a lot. You know, if they don't let me do it, then I can't take it. So the very first year of Mike's Vehicle Spotlight, I had 60-some videos that I had made. And I think the second year, there may have been a little more than that. By the third and fourth year, definitely by the fourth year, you know, MVS kind of started bogging down. And that's honestly just because things in my personal life, you know, stuff started changing. MVS was definitely a lot easier to film when I was, you know, first starting MVS because, for one, I worked part-time and I worked at night. So I had all day to go out and film and come home and start editing stuff. And then I'd go to work at 8 o'clock at night and I wouldn't come home till like 12 or 1 in the morning. And then even then sometimes I'd go back to editing until like 4 or 5 in the morning when I'd finally crash and fall asleep. I hated doing that. I hated working nights, you know, because then I slept late during the day. But at the same time, you know, the day that I did have, daytime that I did have, I would go out and film, and it did give me some more time to edit stuff. You know, by 2014, I was actually promoted to full-time at the job that I had, so and I was working days. So, I mean, the scheduling was just completely different, and I had to, you know, resort to either weekends or whatever day I may have had off during the week to go and film the cars and such. So, you know, as time goes on, you know, MVS is obviously showing up a little less and less, even though I've tried to make strides in getting at least, you know, a new MVS out either 1 or 2 weeks. I really wanted to do that, but it was just kind of up in the air. It just really wasn't happening. That's kind of why the vlogs came into play too. I mean, not only did I want to start doing something on more of a personal level with you guys and sharing stories of my cars and projects like the Aztec and backlot cars and stuff. I mean, the vlogs were also, you know, honestly a quicker way for me to bring you guys content instead of working on one video throughout an entire week and doing research on like one car, you know, for a week and stuff. You know, the vlogs were just a little more spot on, and I was still able to deliver content to you guys, and hopefully stuff that, you know, you guys are enjoying, I hope. The vlogs are going on. You know, MVS is definitely not going on. I think this past year I may have only had 3. Yeah, I think I only had 3 MVS features this year. And I don't like that. MVS was definitely something that I was proud of, despite its flaws, obviously. MVS has definitely gave me, you know, excellent success here on this YouTube channel. It allowed me to, you know, gain your guys' attention and, you know, develop, you know, fans, I guess. I gave you guys something to be interested in. I gave you guys something to enjoy watching. I'm glad I was able to do that. I'm glad that I can be a part of your guys' lives, whether it's MVS or the vlogs. I'm, you know, extremely grateful to have you guys here. So when MVS is, you know, not here, you know, some of you guys are here for the vlogs, some of you guys are here for MVS, some of you guys are here for both, some of you guys may be here for neither one. You just happen to jump on the bandwagon, and, you know, catching up with me. But I mean, you know, I'm thinking of the people who like MVS and they're not getting what they had always come here for, and it, you know, disappoints me a little bit. It disappoints you. So exactly what's going on with MVS? Now, I was giving this some thought, and not only was it getting harder to film Mike's Vehicle Spotlight over this recent time, you know, the last year or two, but in a way, I was kind of bored with it also, and not the fact that, you know, the fact that it has to do with the cars or anything. I'm just kind of bored with how MVS was. When I started MVS, I tried to create a different kind of format, something that really wasn't common on YouTube at the time. When I started filming car videos, and I'm talking like the Aztec Featurette and the '09 Escape, you know, the stuff before MVS, you know, I was making that stuff. Didn't really have a, you know, a direction in my mind on how I wanted it to look, how I wanted it to feel with you guys. But I did more standing in front of the camera and narrating, you know, on the spot about some things on the car. And then came the music and the narration over top with the script and the research and stuff. So when it came time for Mike's Vehicle Spotlight, I just kind of went with the way of doing only the narration. I didn't want to be on the camera all the time. I mean, there were a couple instances where I might have been on camera, like if it was an exclusive test drive video or something along those lines. But for the most part, I just didn't want to be on the camera, and I stuck to just researching the car, writing a script, and just delivering all the specs over top of the video. At the time, I thought that was more of a unique thing. I didn't exactly want to be someone like, you know, Saab Kyle 04, for example. I mean, when I started making those very early YouTube videos, Saab Kyle's channel was already out, and you know, he had his own way. He gave you a first-person tour of the car, but his was, you know, spot on, like a vlog type thing, and absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that. I honestly was a huge fan of his videos back in the day, but that's kind of why I wanted to do something different. I didn't want people to think that I was, you know, mimicking his style. I know there were a couple of other channels that I came across, and they definitely seemed more like his type of, you know, video style, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to kind of do my own thing. So the narration over top of the video was the way that I went about it. And some people thought the videos were too long. Some people thought the videos were a lot of pointless information. But I just tried to deliver the format and the information that I would have wanted to see as my younger self. You know, I want to see what warning lights come on when you turn the ignition over. Or I want to see what buttons are on the steering wheel up close. I want to see what everything on the touchscreen can do. I mean, that's the stuff that I would have thought of when I was a kid. I wanted to see everything. So I figure there's still people out there who want to see everything with the car, and that's why I wanted to do such in-depth tours of these cars. Now, as far as where MVS stands now, I just want to say that MVS is not dead yet. In fact, I am planning on revamping Mike's Vehicle Spotlight. And when I say revamp, I am talking about an entirely different type of Mike's Vehicle Spotlight. I don't want Mike's Vehicle Spotlight to be the same type of format that it's been. I don't want it just to be narration over top of the video. I don't want any of that. So, you know, I've given a lot of thought, and MVS, I'm going to shoot for this again. Hopefully it'll stick this time. But I have a couple of other things worked out with Mike's Vehicle Spotlight. Mike's Vehicle Spotlight is not going to be the same that it has been. There's a couple of key things that I've thought about, and I've thought about this stuff because of the circumstances of where a lot of things have gone since you know, Mike's Vehicle Spotlight has started. For one, you know, I work at a car dealership now, full time, and I don't want to say it's weird going to other car dealerships. Honestly, I don't think it is. But the problem is now, I haven't been to a lot of these other dealerships in so long. I don't think I can just walk in there and, you know, ask for the keys to anything. I don't think I'm going to be doing any more filming at the dealerships that I used to film at. The one dealership I haven't been to in probably, wow, it's probably been 2015, 2016 maybe. I want to say it's been that long, so it's just weird for me to go there. And the Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Fiat, Alfa Romeo, that dealership is under new management now. So I don't even think I can go there. And I just feel like I'd have to start with these connections all over again. And at this time, I don't feel like doing that. In the future, maybe in the future, but as of right now, I don't feel like reworking. You know, I just don't feel like going through the pitch again, to be honest with you. In return, I want to try to get more cars out of the dealership that I work at. That being said, I know for sure, obviously, I can give you guys new Ford cars, I can give you guys new Mercedes cars. But because those are the only two brands that my particular dealership has for new cars, I kind of want to do more with used cars also. Now, Mike's Vehicle Spotlight has strictly always been mostly new cars. Every now and then I'd give you guys a used car to see if it was something rare or if it was something that was in such great shape. But for the most part, Mike's Vehicle Spotlight was only supposed to focus on new vehicles that had just come out at that time. Well, that's not going to be the case anymore. I want Mike's Vehicle Spotlight to be a spotlight on all cars. Anything that, you know, my dealership may have at this time that's either new or used. I want, you know, something that's going to interest me and something that's going to perhaps interest you. I know not everything that I'm interested in is going to interest you guys, but I think for the most part, there's going to be a lot of interesting content out of this. And lastly, I would like to do more test drive videos. So I was given the okay to take more cars off of the lot, maybe just a couple times a month. Definitely don't want to turn it into a, you know, every weekend type thing. But I was granted permission as long as, you know, this particular car doesn't have a lead on it or anything. If it's selling, I can't obviously take it, which is fine. But I was given the okay to, you know, take more cars off the lot and do more of a review type video. So a lot of you guys may actually be happy about this. As this is being filmed, I do have one brand new MVS feature in the can. And like I said, it's an entirely different Mike's Vehicle Spotlight. I put it together this past weekend, and I'm honestly, as I was watching it, I honestly at this time feel like it is the best car video that I have put together. It's definitely different. I'm so glad that it's not going to be narration over anything. In fact, there's no narration in this video at all. You're going to see more of me on camera presenting the car, which I feel a little more comfortable doing now. I've been doing that with a couple of things in this particular vlog series, so I feel like I feel a little more comfortable talking about the cars spot on and such. There's no script. I didn't write any script for this past car. I just had the car for a night, and when it came time to film, I had tried to research stuff the night before I did any of the filming, and I honestly think it turned out really well. Now, of course, there's some bugs I would like to work out, but I can't wait for you guys to see what this MVS feature is gonna be like, and I really hope you guys enjoy what the new MVS feature is gonna be like. And I haven't felt this excited about an MVS feature in a long time, and I'm really proud of this one. I'm really proud of exactly how it came out. I can get more cars done, obviously, at the lot, and there's no guarantee that every car that I want to take off, or every car that I want to film, I can take off the lot, I should say. I'm sure, some cars they're going to want me to keep there, but I am glad to know that, they're going to allow me to take the cars off more often, and hopefully, that works out well. I really hope that the filming schedule and stuff works out well also. My new goal is, if they're going to let me take cars out, a couple times a month, I'd like to get at least 2 features done a month to start off with, and we'll see if maybe we can get more, in time. But it's good to know that, MVS is going to make a comeback, and I feel like it's a strong comeback. And like I said, just because I can't film new cars at other dealerships, at this time, I'm hoping doing, more new and used cars at one location, on and off the lot. I hope that can compensate for the lack of new brands that, I can bring. But in time, we'll see where it goes. Hopefully, it'll go in other places. But other than that, I'm excited. So, as always, Mike's Vehicle Spotlight every year starts on January, I think it was January 7th or January 8th, whenever the anniversary date of the very first MVS feature was. But that's going to be the debut for MVS 2019. So, hopefully by then, I will have a few more MVS features in the can over the course of the next 2 months as this is being filmed. I already know what car I want to be as the next MVS feature, and I'm hoping this weekend I will be able to fulfill that also. And we'll definitely see how this works out. So I'm really excited for this, and I hope you guys are too. So yeah, Mike's Vehicle Spotlight is coming back. I am officially announcing it, and I just strongly hope that the brand new Mike's Vehicle Spotlight will work out. I definitely want it to be the best that Mike's Vehicle Spotlight has been in the entire history of MVS, and I also strongly hope that you guys will enjoy it. I think you guys will. I think I found a really good balance of information and just overall the art of the video. So that's it, guys. This turned out to be a lot longer than I was hoping. But alright, So, if you guys enjoyed this, and if you guys are looking forward to seeing a brand new Mike's Vehicle Spotlight series, give this video a thumbs up. Also, comment and subscribe. Check out teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. Eventually, in January, after the new MVS is released, I will also try to design some new merch revolving around the new Mike's Vehicle Spotlight stuff. So stay tuned to that also. That's it. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.